So this stretch and stretches that are related to it are often given for sciatica, but it doesn't work for everyone. And so if this irritates your sciatica more, stop doing it. Or if it doesn't make it feel better, don't do it. But just one of the common stretches they'll give people with sciatica. So feel both hips heavy on the ground. For the low back lifting a little bit so you can slide a hand or two underneath. Both shoulders heavy on the ground. Neck lifting a little bit, slide a hand or two underneath. Back of head nice and heavy on the ground. Also, this doesn't substitute for any medical advice. Anyway, as you feel ready here, you can cross one ankle over the knee. Now, if this is challenging for you or difficult, you slide that bottom foot further away and try again and see if another placement of the bottom foot, the foot that's on the ground, works for you. You also want to try to keep both hips nice and heavy and evenly balanced. And you want to stretch through the inner edge of your ankle that you're crossing over here instead of doing what's called sickling, which is twisting your ankle towards the face. Okay. So once you're here, again, both hips nice and heavy, hands to both thighs, and just gently press the thighs away from you here. Try to keep both hips nice and evenly weighted. Breathing, shoulders and back of the head relaxing down. And then just spend some time on one side. And as you're ready, switching sides. So crossing the other ankle over. Again, if you need to slide the bottom leg out, go ahead, slide it out. Both hips nice and heavy. Hands to your thighs. And gently pressing the thighs away from you here. Breathe. And then go ahead and release. And again, it's this external rotation, this rotation and hip stretching that you're going for. So other poses that do that also will often be given. And again, you could just up the ante on this one. So upping the ante a bit on this one, if that works in your body and you don't want to push things, you don't want to do things 100%, you just want to feel some sensation and nice stretch here. So if you want to, again, crossing the first foot back over, hips nice and heavy. Again, you can stay with pressing thighs away, or if you want, you can lift the bottom leg up and grab the belly of that thigh with both hands. If using the hands is too much, then you can grab whatever you have around that works as a strap, belly of the thighs, and pull it in gently here. Again, though, you're trying to keep your hips nice and heavy and balanced between the right and left side as you do that. Breathe. And some people then also prefer from here, I don't even know if I could do it with this strap easily, but some people like to loop foot. I guess you would here loop the foot, lower the leg down, cross the other leg over, and then pull it in. But some people prefer this version of the pose as well, getting a hamstring stretch as well as getting the hip stretch. And then go ahead and again, just both sides if both sides feels like it's appropriate for you. So again, first position, pressing both thighs away, hips nice and heavy. Second position, lifting the other leg up, the foot that's on the ground, grabbing belly of the thighs, grabbing shins, using a strap to grab or a tie or anything you have, a towel. So towels work really well. Pulling the leg in here, breathing. But also, I do know some people like to add the hamstring stretch in here, and that might look something like, it's looping this bottom foot that's hard. Okay. Something like this. But again, be careful this ankle isn't twisting too much. That means you're relaxing typically the muscles of the outer shin, although not always, but not going into too much here. So stretching to the inner edge of the ankle, not twisting the ankle. And gently, even when you're pulling the leg in, like I am now, gently pressing the thigh of the foot that's crossed over away from you. Breathing here. And I'm going to show one more variation of all this using a strap or a towel or whatever you want to use, which is crossing the ankle over. And instead of using the leg and grabbing the leg, using the strap or using your hands. I often have people grab shins here and come into these kind of positions, but you could use the strap also. Grab your ankle and lower the other leg towards the ground. This becomes more of a pigeon pose on the back, and also can just feel a nice way to externally rotate. When I wrapped the strap around this leg and kept this leg straight, I was stretching out this hamstring. Now that I'm keeping this leg straight and lowering this leg to the ground, I'm stretching out the front of that thigh a little bit. So again, some of these variations, it's not that this is going to do more for the stretch that your external rotation stretch. It's just stretching out the opposite legs in other ways that might also be beneficial for you to do. Okay, so again, catching that foot and second side. So again, crossing the other side over. And if you're not using a strap or anything, you might just grab the leg with your hand. You might even engage your core, lift head and shoulders up, and just lower this foot so it's level with the shoulders. But often, I find it nice to just grab a tool. And the tool in this case is a towel or a strap. To use that to pull the leg in, to lower the other leg towards the ground, and just practice this external rotation. And feel the breath moving through you here. And that's about it. You do want to also, when you do release a leg, you want to catch this leg before you release it. Again, just because of knee health, so to protect the knee joint. So once you're done, just taking a little pause in neutral. If this is comfortable for you, you can do this. If this isn't comfortable for you, do something else. I'm just giving myself a pause with both my body mirroring right and the left side. So instead of, we did a lot of doing one thing on one side and then the same thing on the opposite side, now I'm doing the same thing on both sides. And that's it. So hopefully that will help. But again, if it doesn't make things feel better, then don't do it. Bye. Have a great day. This was made for a friend. Bye-bye.